Hey, what's up? Welcome to Top 3. It's your boy, Leonard Smith Jr., and we are here with, writer extraordinaire, Michigan alum, D1 athlete, member of Lemon Pepper Wet, which you can see every second Friday at UCB. All around great guy. This nigga got the best teeth. This nigga got dolphin teeth, man.
That means I have tiny teeth, you dickhead.
Dolphins have the scariest.
They famously have the creepiest teeth.
The reason why I said that is because there's
asshole.
a Chappelle episode where he's like, that nigga got dolphin teeth. And it's Diddy, but he got them big ass nice teeth. So that's what I think of when I think of dolphin teeth now is Diddy's big ass nice teth, which is what you have. I'll give it up for Chris. Chris Evans. What's up, bro? How you doing?
I think that was a fucking attack for sure. What up, though? I'm here co-hosting with this asshole who is really acting like a nigga who just got some money, okay? Which he has, because the nigga's out here working, all right?
He's put my business on the street.
You see the fucking Kango. You think a nigga rocking that type of Kango if he ain't making bread? Psych, nigga. Okay? We out here doing comedy shows. We out here doing improv shows. We out here acting in commercials. And by we, it's a royal we. I'm talking about Leonard Smith Jr. very much. And today we are blessed with a guest of equal stature of dopeness, okay? She is a comedian, a writer, a internet presence, okay? And she is the only Quaker I've ever met in my life. Maybe the second most famous Quaker behind the oatmeal box nigga, Raina Morris.
Thank you.
Oh, and her boyfriend is hot as fuck. We out here.
Thank you.
Wait, you know Raina's a real comic because when you were giving her those accolades, she was like, I don't know.
I'm shy.
You're a Quaker?
I am.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
No, I don't know if I've ever
met one.
And I actually, this is a really important moment for me to actually point out that the guy on the Quaker Oats box is a caricature and it's not a Quaker-owned brand. So he's kind of the Aunt Jemima of Quakers.
Wow. Are we taking him down?
Not as hot.
Aunt Jemima was a ting, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, she took that hair wrap off.
Shit got real.
Keep it on.
Ooh, okay.
Today,
like it nasty.
This nigga's retarded. We're doing a perfect, honestly, prompt for me. Rain and I work together, and she's also like a young version of Brianna, my writing partner. They are both from Portland, both mixed book nerds. And so the title today is Movie Adaptations of
I think
Books.
Brianna might take offense to the young version of her.
It's a fact. Time works like time, nigga. Like, we are 30, she's not.
Cheers.
So,
I'm not cheersing to that.
what made you pick this prompt? Aside from being a Quaker, tell us some people about it.
Yeah. I wanted to do this prompt because when you texted me and asked me to pick a topic, I was watching a movie adaptation or a show adaptation of a book, which we are not talking about today.
No, we aren't. So which one was it?
I was watching what's it called?
Is it an HBO show?
Golden Compass?
No, but I did watch that.
Hey, look at that.
and I thought it was fine.
Okay. Yeah.
They put a lot of money into it.
So much money.
Which is awesome.
That's all I saw. The check.
No, it was the scary show on HBO.
The Leftovers?
About the virus that wipes out almost everyone except for like 30% of people. And it's a book that I read.
The Leftovers?
I can't remember what it's called. No.
What?
I cannot remember what it's called.
I'm surprised I've never heard about this because this sounds like it's right up my alley.
Should I look it up?
Because when you gave us this prompt, my first thought was, I wish I could talk about The Leftovers because it's a book adaptation into a TV show, which I like read and then I loved it, and then I found out like a couple months after I finished it that it was going to become a show on HBO. And
is that where the guy's hitting the wall and it's like wings coming out the side?
Yes, but it's nothing. That's just like
for the life of me cannot remember what this show is called.
It might be The Leftovers.
It's not.
Leftovers where they just disappear. It's not a virus.
No,
it's like 2% of the population.
It's a book, and
thought
it's
you
about
were-
a theater troupe that like travels around
Oh,
in
yeah,
post-apocalyptic
yeah.
like
I know what you're
Canada.
talking about.
You know what
I
I'm
know what
talking
you're
about?
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an HBO show?
Yeah.
How do I not know what this is?
The blonde lady is in it.
Yeah,
She's like the
with the kind of the
lead
face.
picture. Yeah.
Is it older? Is it like a
Nah,
current
it's
show?
newer.
It's newer.
Oh, this is driving me crazy. They do like King Lear in it. I'm so sorry I brought this up.
We're not gonna do this dead air because we're all gonna look forward. So let her ask.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But the point is, when I was asked to pick a topic,
Yes.
I was like, I think we should do book adaptations or movie adaptations of books because they are doing so many of those in general, like IP stuff right now. And I think there's some that are excellent. And I would love to talk about them.
Ooh, okay.
Station 11.
Station 11.
Boom.
Station 11.
Really good,
Really
strong
good?
start, I think, for us.
It
Oh.
is. We got there.
All right.
Yeah.
We worked through. We
I'm gonna have to check that out.
We are.
Yeah.
I think you'll like it.
Okay, cool. Well, let's talk about, before we get into these movie adaptations of books, we're gonna talk about on the spot top 3 for you right now. And that is, what is your top 3 forms of potato preparation.
You
Jesus
still
Christ.
didn't get it.
Potato preparation. Jesus Christ. it's tongue
Okay,
twister.
this is something I'm really passionate about. Number 3, I'm going to say tater tots.
Okay.
Tater tots.
Number 2 is going to be the hash brown patty.
Yes.
A crisp hash brown
Yes.
patty.
Respectable.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't like a loose hash
So
brown.
far,
at
I'm
all.
here
Ugh.
for all of these choices.
And number 1 is obviously a French fry, but I have to specifically say
There we go.
what kind of French fry,
Yep.
which is a steak, like
A thick?
No, the
Wow.
thin, like a shoestring. Is
that's
that
a-
not a steak
No,
fry?
No,
it's
steak
not.
is a thick-
Steak
Okay,
fries.
I like basically the
shoestring.
McDonald's width of French fry, but from a nicer restaurant where they put a little bit of the salt and
Got
the
it.
parsley,
Got it.
Got you.
some truffle maybe.
You just love a
Got
fried
it.
potato.
So a bougie French fry.
Yes. Yes.
Got it.
And I think one of those square hash browns is just a flattened.
Tater tot.
No, they are clearly separate things because it's
They're
like
different.
the
Because
McDonald's
most of
hash
it-
brown, like that's its own thing
Yeah.
for sure. Because if
It's
you
all
go to
about
Trader,
how you eat it.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you go to Trader Joe's, they sell the hash brown patties.
those little I do like
Yeah.
those.
And tater
It's-
tots is
I don't
separate
like.
things.
I can't get them bitches crisp though.
You gotta,
air fryer,
you gotta throw
nigga.
some fat on the skillet.
You do have to
little
actually
duck
fry.
fat.
You actually have to
Little
You
fry.
can't just toss it in the
Okay.
oven. It has to actually
air
be a
fryer
frying
wouldn't do it.
process.
Toaster wasn't doing it. It wasn't crispy enough for me.
I did the air fryer at 400, boy. That shit got it right. You
Okay,
gotta do it
I'll
like
try
you're
it out.
doing chicken, bro.
Okay.
It's gonna get you right,
gotta-
nigga.
you gotta try it out.
Yeah,
All right,
it's a
so
whole chicken.
top 3
Yeah, it's a whole
forms of
chicken.
potato is tater tot, square hash brown,
Which is the same. And fancy French fries.
a fancy shoestring French fry.
Yeah.
I would just call it back to what you said.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate that.
Got you.
All
bro.
right, let's get into these top 3s. You have your 3. You want to go first? I'll go first.
You just gonna do that every time.
Every time. I'm just trolling Chris every episode. My 3, because I'm still trying to decide, but my number 3 is gonna be Jurassic Park.
Good one.
Jurassic Park played a very major part in my life as a childhood. Shit blew my mind as a little 7-year-old kid or whatever the fuck, and I loved all the toys. And I remember my neighbor was like reading the book, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna read this book. I never read it, but
Okay. So just establishing right off the bat, we don't need to have read the book.
that's what he told me.
Okay. No,
that's what he told
I'm
me.
happy about
I
that.
figured
I'm
that.
happy about that.
I figured that
Because I was
it
doing
would
the
narrow
only
it
movies.
down so
I was
much
yeah.
more.
I was only
So
doing.
like,
I was like, there's only so many
Yeah.
books that I have read that,
also the
movies that I like, that I actually like.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said that because literally when we were sitting outside waiting before the first one we did, he was like, "Do we have to read the book?" I was like,
gonna
"No,
ask him that
nigga."
I didn't want to ask because then it was gonna ruin. There's one
Yeah.
that I like very notably haven't read. So
Okay, cool.
Okay, we're
I'll
good.
tell you. I just speaking on it right now. I was very hyped for the World War Z movie, and that movie was buns.
Garbage.
That movie was
It's
terrible.
on Netflix, and I was I like to have when I'm writing, I have something on in the background.
Same.
The first go round of me doing it when it's just
too.
words on a page, and I put World War Z on, and I'm just typing. I'm like,
That's kind of a
No
crazy
sound on. This is a
choice.
great movie. This is a great movie. No sound on.
It's just a shitty zombie movie.
It's just like crazy shit. Like where you could just see the effects of everything when you don't have to worry about the plot. Where you just look up and you're like, damn, that's a lot of zombies. That shit's scary.
Yeah, I
And
need
then
to
you
remake
back to
it because the book is so fucking
Yeah,
good. That was like the first time I felt like as an adult where like I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for this book to be a movie. And it was, I feel like that's a kind of like a trope of like, or a stereotype of like, oh, it's never as good as the book.
Yeah.
And it was, I will never get over it.
Is that the one with the really fast zombies?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Brad Pitt and the running zombies.
They're too fast.
And they didn't even have the story of the
Way too
Japanese dude in his building and him getting out of his building. Like, I don't know if you read World War Z. I assumed you had. Oh, okay. Damn, never mind. That's so good. You would love World War Z. I think I still have it.
read The Genius Plague, which is my zombie book of choice. It's very good.
The Genius Plague.
It's basically, I feel like the people who made Last of Us read this book because it's about like how mushrooms like take over people's brains and make them zombies that way. And like it's in the rainforest.
Bro, Last of Us is so good. You watch Last of Us?
Yeah, I got really scared.
I was gonna say, I felt because you were talking about scarier. I was like, is it too scary
I
for
got
you?
really scared every single night, but I kept insisting that it was fine. And then every night after, I would have very specifically zombie nightmares every single time I watched it. So I got up to the really romantic episode with Nick Offerman, and it was delightful. And then after that, I kept hearing people being like, "Oh my God, the next one!" And I was like, "Okay, I can't." So I haven't gotten past that.
As someone who played that game multiple times, I do have to say, not enough zombies.
Not enough zombies.
Not enough fucking
Yeah, there's
zombies.
not
Look how
Zombie control.
expensive the zombies look.
But still, like the video game is the whole point is you're hiding and lurking. You know what I mean? So you don't need a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's dark as fuck. Like you know what I mean? Like it's most of the thing you're in darkness, and that's why it's so creepy because you're.
There are some
I thought
zombie
there were
heavy
enough of
episodes.
Look,
You know, I did
when the boomer came out, I will say that I was
That was
like,
scary.
these niggas did that.
I'll tell you this.
They did that.
The scariest part for me was like realizing that people are living in this society without cheese. Ain't no dairy. They ain't got no cheese.
That's the scariest thing.
Bro,
about it.
how am I supposed to live without putting a little cheese on my sandwich, on my
They
little
don't have
chicken
any
sandwich?
cows like in their little thing.
I didn't see no
I didn't
cows.
see
Where they
not
getting
one cow.
no cows?
Nick
means
Offerman didn't
no
even have a cow.
cheese.
If Nick Offerman would have a cow,
They was out there
anybody would
living.
have a cow.
He was out there eating vegetables and chicken and quail, but
He
no
was living
cheese.
right.
I don't know if I could do
How
it.
do you make a steak?
He didn't have a steak.
It was
Wait,
a quail.
was
did
quail.
he not make a
Okay.
steak?
He did not make
I
steak.
thought
It was
a
quail.
steak
I thought it
too.
was a steak.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Mandela effect.
All right, what's your three? What's your three, Chris?
My three, and this took me a long time to do this three. I kept like,
Me too.
I put stuff down and I was like, nah, that's not gonna be good enough. And so I ended up with the best remake of the book Emma by Jane Austen, Clueless. That is my number three. It is a
really
wonderful
good
movie.
one.
It's fucking lit, perfect 90s encapsulation.
Damn, Clueless was a book?
It's fun as fuck. it was.
It's an adaptation.
Adaptation.
It's the truest definition of an adaptation. It's like, here's the core. Let's move it over here.
Oh, so it could have done Bridget Jones' Diary.
Yep. There's a lot.
still
there's a
can.
lot.
You haven't given
No, I can't change
That's what I hate
now.
about you. All that situation, all that energy. But yeah, it's fire. I like that movie a lot. Like I liked it way
like
more than I
Clueless
thought.
a lot.
It was.
Even when she dates her brother.
Look, it's weird, but
It's
then
Paul
when
Rudd.
you read
You can't
the book,
be mad at Paul
I
Rudd.
did read that book because I took a class, funny enough, fiction in the film in college, and the book is also good. And when you read the book, you're like, okay, got it. So this is why because that shit is gross because it isn't. I know it's technically not her brother,
Yeah.
blood
But they
brother.
lived together
it's
for a
still
while.
weird.
They were
The
together.
niggas in college, bro.
Yeah.
They've lived together long enough that it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's odd, dog.
You think Paul Rudd got a little black in him? Because he ain't really aging. That shit is crazy.
Nigga, that's called tasteful plastic surgery.
Yeah, he's rich. He's just rich.
He's just rich.
That nigga's been rich since he was 17. That's what that is.
damn.
Money makes you look nice.
Oh, damn. You right.
I think if he had a little black in him, we would have heard about it.
Yeah, for sure.
He would like that.
For sure. If he had black in him, he'd be doing it with no money. But anywho, Raina, what's your number three?
Okay. My number three. Oh, you just opened up my mind to so many other options. But I'm going to stick with what I have.
Okay.
Okay.
We got honorable mentions after this.
Okay, good. My number three is The Hunger Games.
Oh.
Good one.
I think it is so good just as a movie. And I did read that book.
Yeah.
I read all the books in like middle
Katniss.
school. Love.
I hovered over that for a while.
I think that is all of the Hunger Games movies, but specifically the first one is like exactly how I imagined it.
It's a good one.
So good.
Damn, I just remembered a book that oh my goodness.
Why?
We can do books next time.
Why I said fuck, I can't put the Hunger Games on there is because specifically Finn, his death did not. In the book, it was described in such a way where I literally cried. I was like, oh my God. I was like, he was trying to redeem himself, and this nigga fucking went on like a fucking boss, nigga. And then in the fucking movie, they were like, yada, 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 whatever.
Okay, go.
And it's like, who gives a fuck? This nigga is not Jennifer Lawrence. Get the fuck out of here. And I was like, you sons of bitches. So for that reason alone, I was like, I'm not
the
gonna put
men
him on
were
there.
not a strong point in the movies.
True. I'm just saying he was a piece of shit, and he tried to redeem himself in a very violent way, and it was also scary.
And
like,
he saves like 6 people.
yeah, and they fucking bite into his neck, like bite his arm off his shit, and he's like killing him. It's very anime death. I was like, oh, this shit is tight.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the only reason.
You were weeping.
I was. I actually did. I'm not gonna lie. I wiped off multiple tears.
Rest
It
in
was
peace.
just.
Rest in peace.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
so
to our
Clueless, Hunger Games, and
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Great.
Jurassic
great
Park
start.
was on my honorable mentions. Honorable mention part. I have a long honorable mentions list.
Me too.
Because there are so many fucking.
Go ahead, start it off.
Go for
It's
it.
insane. All right, let's go. We already said Jurassic Park,
Jurassic Park.
Shawshank Redemption, The Godfather, Silence of the Lambs,
I
One
didn't
Flew
know
Over the Cuckoo's
any
Nest,
of those were books.
Dune, the most recent
Dune,
one.
yeah.
Fight Club, The Princess Bride, Matilda, both of them, No Country for Old Men, Snowpiercer, and Atonement. Atonement is the saddest movie I have ever seen in my life. And I was livid at that fucking girl for ruining that situation. I was like, you heifer. I wouldn't forgive you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm getting heated. I'm getting heated again. I can only watch that movie like with long gaps in between. I'm talking about like year-long gaps.
Well, you have to forgive her.
Never will. Never will. That's why I know that's my one stoic principle I'll never be able to do. I'm not a forgiving. I can't do it. She did that man wrong. She did that man so wrong. And her sister. She fucked them both because she was jealous.
Flop.
Terrible.
Wow.
Terrible.
You are hurt.
Terrible. I was. Because this was during the time where I was like, closed all my emotions off. And so I was surprised that I had such a strong reaction to it. So now it's
Atonement
like
can heal.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it opened it up. I was like the beginning of the Grinch is little like chipping away. That was atonement for me because I was like, damn, I'm sad for that person. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm doing a lot of therapy. I'm working on myself.
Okay.
Stop drinking. I'm trying to do better.
Do you love
Let me
Christmas
tell you
now?
what. Listen, no.
We're not there yet.
Not there yet.
I'll never love Christmas. It's not my holiday.
I'll give my honorable mentions real quick. Annihilation. I didn't know how the fuck they were gonna make that into a movie, but they did, and it wasn't as good as the book, but I still really loved it. I just love like sci-fi books and shit. All the books that I have read like as an adult on my own are like sci-fi, like dystopian
Genres
type
are tight.
movies, show books that turn into movies. And then I had one more. The Grapes of Wrath movie, bro. Like it's like black and white, but I loved that movie. I was such a weird kid. Like as a kid, my favorite books, I'm not gonna say the other one because it's in my top 3, but was like The Grapes of Wrath, and the other book I'm gonna say is my 2, and it was
Mice
like
and Men.
not Of Mice and Men,
I thought it was
but close. It's not Of Mice and Men. That movie fucked me up.
What's
man.
the
I don't think I've seen the movie.
Oh, it's
Grace and Wrath isn't the court case one, is it? What's the
that's To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah, that's the one. That's where I was like, oh, you must have did that one.
Yep.
Okay.
My number 2 is To Kill a Mockingbird. My number 2 is To Kill a Mockingbird. But let's get Raina's. Let's get Raina's honorable mentions.
Okay, my honorable mentions were Twilight.
Yep.
Just the first Twilight.
Just the first one. Okay.
I love all of them, but they're not good. The first one perfectly encapsulated the movie to me. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Valid.
Perfect.
Yep.
Bridget Jones' Diary I just added. And Princess Diaries, which actually might even be in my top 3.
Yeah, I mean that's a
The
great
Princess
fucking
Diaries
movie.
is so good.
Also, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I didn't want to do like,
Yeah.
because it's like, duh.
Exactly.
My top twos are does.
I already know.
My top
I
twos
already know
are
what you
fucking
did.
no shit, Sherlock. As soon as I read it, I was like, well, this is easy. Number 3 is the difficult part for this. Because my 1 and 2 are cemented.
All right.
Okay, well, yeah, my number 2 is To Kill a Mockingbird. That was like my favorite book as a kid growing up.
Really wanted that white man to fight for that nigga, huh?
Hey, man, I wanted that black man to live. That's what I wanted. God damn it. And his little daughter, Harper. It was just a great story. It made me realize, maybe people should have empathy and should be thoughtful and caring. And I will never forget this moment. I remember reading in class and reading the book, and it's really fucked up. But it's always, the soundbite is always forever ingrained in my mind. And I was just going to bust up that there shiffer robe. I was just coming in to bust up that there shiffer robe. And I'll never forget.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was like made the nigga's voice in my head when I was reading the book, and then
And you turned him into a
Well,
whole
because
bumpkin.
you know it was like
Yes,
popcorn
nigga.
reading with third graders, so it was actually like, I will come in to bust up that there shiffer robe, and you were like, that's not it.
That's not it. Nigga, I
You know
was-
damn well that's not how he said it.
Bro, nobody read better than class. I think I had theatrics, nigga. I felt the words on the page, bro.
There was always
When
an
you were in
actor.
school and there was like any sort of swearing in the book, did you guys get to say it?
Nigga, I would say
Yeah.
it. If I could.
Yeah.
I was always, that was such
You
a
were too
thrill.
scared?
Oh, no,
No,
that
it
was
was a thrill.
That was
I was like, oh, I got the page.
That was my right. That was my right. As overcoming dyslexia, I was like, I get to say this shit. Nigger Jim. I was like,
Oh,
I've
it's
been
coming,
waiting.
baby. My
I've
time
been
is
waiting.
coming.
I practiced.
Let's do it. I look the teacher in the eyes. I'll be like, look at me. Look at me. Nigger Jim.
You have your bookmark under the line so you don't miss one.
All right, who wants chapter? I want chapter 2.
Me. Don't you dare let Devin say it. Don't you fucking dare.
All right, what's your 2? What's your 2, Chris?
Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. I mean,
Two Towers.
how can you not do Lord of the Rings? And the Battle of Helm's Deep is one of the greatest things ever filmed. Those.
I had a feeling.
I'm a big fantasy person. Genre in general. I like all types of genre shit, but high fantasy has always been my lane of choice. And even though I hate the man, the art is fire. Okay. I feel like I have to have that stance because as a fantasy fan, a lot of people who write that shit are racist old white people. So I have to. I've always been like, Kanye sucked, but the music slapped. And I have to have that stance because
Yeah, you accept so many other people's.
you know what I mean? JR fuckhead is a piece of shit. But he made a crazy world. All Legolas was fucking that guy for me for a long time. I was like, this is the coolest motherfucker to ever live, dog. What that fucking
He never actually lived.
look this dickhead ass.
You just said to
motherfucker.
ever live.
Look, yeah, in the world of the thing, you dickhead.
Did you let him love?
No, I'm
Yeah,
just letting
damn,
him.
let him live,
Did you
nigga.
let him love?
Yeah,
Jesus
my bad,
Christ,
my
this
bad.
is a problem. This is why men can't be vulnerable. This is a problem. Go talk to Jeff about
actually-
that. Talk to Jeff about that.
Never lived.
Talking to him after this. So,
But yeah, no, it's dope. They're long ass movies, but I think I was young enough to be like, oh shit, this is what movies can be. Like, you know what I mean? Like when this came out, it really blew my doors off. And I read the Lord of the Rings books in high school. Let me tell you what, an undertaking.
Yeah, they're like history textbooks.
Yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, that's it. That's my number 2.
you saw the movies first, then you read the books?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Great choice. When I first saw all of those movies, I was in high school too, and I had the flu, like a horrible flu and a really high fever. And my mom's brother was like supposed to be taking care of me, and he like didn't know what to do with me, so he just put all 3 of the like extended cuts of those movies on
He
the
was
TV.
like, that's a whole day.
So I thought I was like hallucinating for hours. I was watching them like, whoa. And so that was like a spiritual moment for me
can see
watching
that.
all those.
That's funny.
By the end, I was like, I have been through this. I was like tired.
My body.
Yeah.
I also traveled to Mordor.
Yeah. I was like, thank God we got that over with. Oh my God.
Samwise a real one.
The first one I watched, I was in high school, driving to Atlanta with my sister, and she had a TV, like a little TV in her car. So I watched it on this little screen in her car.
Not how you're supposed to
I
see
know.
that
I
movie.
watched that. Then I went back and rewatched them all. But I watched that, and she made me watch Passion of the Christ because I was stuck in the
Weird
car with
palate
her.
cleanse.
I know, right?
Like,
I was stuck in the car with her, and she put that shit on. I was like, God.
It's crazy how much Christians like Passion of Christ because it is a fucked up movie.
I have not seen that.
It's
I don't watch
torture
it.
porn
It's
for like a
fucked up.
third
Yeah.
of it.
They just beat the
they
brakes
know, but
off
that's
him.
fuck
kind
out of
a
him.
whole
They want you to
Yeah, but I'm
thing. They're,
saying, like,
obsessed with
why
how,
are you, like-
They
that's
want you to
actually
feel
a
bad.
perfect segue for my number 2.
Okay.
All right, what is it?
My number 2 is The Prince of Egypt.
Oh wow, the fucking greatest animated movie.
Yeah.
You're playing with the big books now. It's a banger.
great.
It's a
Never
banger.
seen it.
You've never seen it?
Excellent.
A stacked
Oh,
cast. A
you'll love it.
stacked cast.
It's an adaptation of say it with me,
Bible.
the Book of Exodus.
The what?
The Book of Exodus
Wow.
from the Bible, and
Oh,
I
from the
have
Bible. 'Cause
they
not
got the
read
fuck
the
about-
Bible.
Not read the Bible.
I read the first few pages.
That's
out of
actually
curiosity.
so fucking funny that you asked, did we have to read it for Prince of Egypt? That is so
I was like, if they ask me about the source material,
I got no specifics
I
for
will not
you.
be able
I got no details to
to,
give you.
attest to that. But the movie is great. It did make me think
so
maybe
funny.
that's a good book.
What's the Quaker difference? Yeah.
Well, so the thing is, like, there are some Quakers that are like very like Christian, like you read the Bible and stuff, but they're also like non-theistic Quakers.
Is it like a
So it's
cultural
not-
vibe thing
yeah.
where y'all just be like,
Me, it's
we
just like
to-
my family is just like.
I know. I'm just
culturally
saying, is it
Quaker.
is being Quaker more a lifestyle, like Amish is a lifestyle, and the God is a component of it, or is it like?
Well, it's not like being Amish.
I know, not specifically.
The
but
concept.
Yeah,
that-
so like the main parts that affected me like growing up were just like nonviolence is like the main, it's a pacifist
yeah.
like group,
Okay.
and like environmentalism and like abolition are like big parts of it. So it was just like we weren't allowed to play with like weapon toys or play any things where you like hurt each other.
Damn, those are the best games.
No
And-
Mortal Kombat.
I did not have video games.
What about
007,
is
GoldenEye?
football? What about football? Is that like a violent thing or no?
No.
Okay.
But like I did not play football, strangely. But
Raina's just a dog slot receiver.
Well, I was like, are you? My thought was like, were you allowed to play Madden?
no, it really, and like so at least the Quakers that I'm from, it's not like you don't go to church and like read from stuff. You go to a meeting house and sit in silence together, and that's it. So you're just like,
Sit inside for how long?
I don't know, like an hour maybe. You can
just
talk
go
if
and
you
meditate?
want.
You just
Yeah,
go,
you can talk if you want. Is the whole thing. Like if you have something to say.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about the Book of Exodus, but
They made a fire ass movie.
I know the movie is good, and you
This-
should watch it. You'll love it.
This came out in like the 90s.
Yes.
Prince of Egypt. Who's starring? Who's in it? Star cast.
It's Steve Martin's
Ray
in it.
Fiennes,
Fucking Ray
Steve
Fiennes.
Martin,
Is it a Disney
Martin
movie?
Short.
It's not a
It
Disney
was
movie.
DreamWorks, I think.
Perfect.
Whitney
Perfect.
Houston did some of the music.
Okay.
Hans Zimmer composed the entire score.
shit.
So the music is like,
Oh, I'm gonna have to check this
part.
out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check
Val
this out.
Kilmer is Moses.
and God.
And God. Yeah. Yeah, he does the burning bush.
Yeah, he does.
Ray
Big
Fiennes
moment,
Ramses.
apparently.
Jeff Goldblum is in it. Danny Glover, Patrick
Damn.
Stewart, Helen Mirren,
Damn.
Steve Martin, Martin Short. Come on, bro. Uncle Phil's in it. James Avery.
Rest in peace.
Bro, come on.
All right. Okay.
It's a great.
I'm gonna check it
movie.
out. I'm gonna check it
Sandra
out.
Bullock's
I'm
in
gonna
here.
check it out.
You're gonna love
And
it.
Michelle
All right.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock is Miriam, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Animated. We got an animated movie in there. All right.
Banger.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Let's get to these number ones. My number one is Ready Player One.
Really?
Ready
That
Player.
movie blows.
Interesting.
That book is fire, but
The
that
book is
movie
fire, but-
is not it.
I love the book
Who's
so
in
much
that?
that I fucking was like, I was happy about the movie. It wasn't necessarily the best movie ever, but I really love the book
Okay.
so much. Like it's so much.
That makes sense. I
Yeah,
get
and
that.
I was just like, just to even see it on screen made me feel good, even though it should have been better.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was a big undertaking to
Who
make
was
that a
in
movie.
that movie?
Lena Waithe, and then stock white guy, and
Is he? No, I was gonna say, was he Baby
Lena
Driver? He
Waithe?
wasn't Baby
no,
Driver.
it's not that one.
He's been in something else.
Ready Player. I think I watched this on a plane. Oh,
Ty Sheridan. Yeah,
he looks like Barry Keoghan, but he's not. That's what I think of him as.
She be getting jobs oddly.
Yeah, she's working.
Ben Mendelsohn is the bad guy. Great actor.
Oh yeah,
Love some Ben Mendelsohn.
he always plays the bad guy.
he's
Directed by
always
Steven
Oh,
Spielberg.
that must be tiring.
It was.
I feel like it's the most
It's a good
fun.
movie. It was a good movie. I tried to just stay true when I originally made the list to like books that I really read and liked the movies. And yeah. Ready Player One. It was just interesting because like I remember when I read Ready Player One, I hadn't read a book in a couple of years, and then like I found this like my ex had given. She's like, I think you'll like this book, and my ex, she reads like fucking 60 books a year. She like just reads all the time, and when I was with her, I would read a little bit, and I just like fell in love.
Over
I
her
read this book a
shoulder.
couple times. Was that
He's just being like,
Over her shoulder.
That's an interesting chapter.
what you doing, Dad? But I didn't think they would be able to pull off the overall feel. And I felt like they kind of did. I felt like they kind of did.
He liked it.
I liked it.
I know. I'm just you
Like
shat on my dreams. I'm gonna shit on yours,
Yeah, I
nigga. I also realized in my sobriety that I hadn't read a book in a long time too, so I can relate to that. It's nuts. I've read in the 2.5 months or something that I've stopped drinking like 5 books.
Oh my God.
I was
Good
like,
for you.
because I just did it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you reading scripts all the time. It's like fucking fuck this
Yeah,
shit.
you realize
Yeah.
how fast you are at reading.
Yeah. It was like, this is freaking absurd. But yeah, that's a fun little tidbit. What was your number one?
My number one is the 2005 Pride and Prejudice.
Okay. I thought about Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies for my number 3.
Oh, I haven't
It
seen
is
that.
so fun. Such a goofy movie. And they I like a goofy movie that understands itself.
Yeah.
They understood the assignment and they executed. They were like, we're going to give you
Who's
the
the
pomp and nice
zombie?
outfits and then zombies. It runs amok through everybody.
Okay,
And
that's fun.
Yeah. It's like they're killers they do the whole.
So I mean, this movie's been made a lot. Why the 2005?
It's been made a lot. I just think the
4 times.
2005 cast achieved the necessary chemistry and tension and like withholding nature of all of the characters the best. Keira Knightley
Great.
is such a good actor.
Great.
And
Oh shit, Tom Williams game?
Tom Wensgan.
Tom Williams game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tommy Boy. He's perfect. in it.
Hilarious that he was like a heartthrob.
Yeah.
And now he's Tom.
Yeah. It's the best. I watch that movie very regularly.
Keira Knightley was really
She was
throwing
on fire.
heaters
Yeah.
for
kinda
like
fell off.
5
Yeah.
years. She
Well,
just took
because
no L's.
She was being perfect in every movie and then was like, well, there you go. Enjoy those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think like went and
I'll
like
just get this
maybe
model money
had
real quick.
kids
Yeah,
and was
which
like,
I feel like more people should do.
Yeah.
honestly.
Let me get this model money. I did enough franchises that I really don't have to work anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
and she's like, I'm cool. And
she was like,
fucking
watch Dead Man's Chest again.
Pirates of the
while I take a
Caribbean.
break. Like,
Pirates of the Caribbean got her so much
Oh,
fucking bread.
so much bread,
So
bro.
much.
and she worked for it.
True.
I
She
haven't
deserved
watched
it.
any of the Pirates, so I need to.
Whoa,
maybe
they're
one day.
great.
They're really
They're
good.
great movies. It's so entertaining. Honestly,
I'm just
upsettingly entertaining for movies
Yeah.
based off of a ride. Like it's like, how do you get all of this? How do you get all this
The
from that?
ride came first. Oh, that's the next category.
Movies based on rides.
Jungle Cruise, buns.
I just hate Disney so much. So
I mean, I see
Yeah.
why. They're
Pirates of the
pretty
Caribbean's
bad.
really good though.
they
They
make good
also
content.
CGI peaked with the octopus face guy.
Davey, do you fear death? Jack Sparrow.
Exactly.
One of the
Yeah.
greatest performances ever. Also, another guy who never fucking takes L's.
who is that?
He's always good.
Who plays it?
I was about to say Hugo Weaving, and that's wrong.
Is he the
Bill, is
World
it
Be
Bill
Blood?
Nye?
Bill Nye. Yep.
Bill Nye.
He's in The Holiday.
He's so good.
Yeah.
All right, well, we know what your number one is. Go ahead.
Yeah,
tell the
nigga,
people.
come on, man. What are we talking about here? It's Harry Potter.
Which one?
Specifically, The Prisoner of Azkaban. But my nigga, I got a Slytherin tattoo on me. What are we talking about
Yeah,
here?
Prisoner of Azkaban is the best
It's,
one.
yeah, it is. It's the transition from this kiddie bullshit
That's the
into
fourth
like
one, right?
that's the third one.
Third one.
It's like
The
shit's
time
getting
travel
real.
one.
Yeah.
One of the most successful time travel movies, I think, like airtight in terms of the rules of the time travel,
Yes,
is that movie.
I concur. It's even like it because that's where they always fall apart. It's like that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah,
It's
if
like,
they
what are
went
you
back
talking
and
about
did
here?
it, it should
It's
have
like,
happened.
Yeah, then you
But
fucking.
then you're like,
problem
oh,
would be
that's
solved.
who threw the rock.
Exactly.
Oh, it was me who saved
And
myself.
they buried
Oh,
the lead in
shit.
early. They buried the lead in
Exactly.
so early. Now, look, it's just like a murder mystery. You have to understand the end at the beginning. If you work this way, that's when people go, what? That's fucking stupid. But not that crazy lady.
Yeah.
She understood how to write some shit. Okay. Look, it's the first books that I was able to read from start to finish. Like I couldn't read until I was like 8 or something like that. It was way too long. It was a long
That's
time.
not that bad.
It was
That's-
it
good
was
job.
it was
You did
later
it.
than it was later than normal kids. But anyway, that was the first one I read all the way through. So I have a strong affinity for the Harry Potter franchise. I am a stan, as they would say. And those movies, while I do have notes, are still one of the best adaptations of books I have ever seen. In that, like, they clearly cared about the thing and they put so much detail, and the choices they made were right, and you see why they cut what they cut, because it's like they're long as fuck. You can't have everything in a movie, but they're logical cuts. Acting's great. It's the first time they got dark and they got heavy, and it was like, oh yeah, people die here. Like, and I don't think that what's his name?
Oh, that's what this one with
What's
the
his
soul
name?
suckers.
The mentors, nigga. A soul sucker is whatever you be looking up on Pornhub. Stop that.
The
The
Dementors.
Dementors is what they're called, sir, and they steal joy. Thank you.
And the
very
Dementors
much.
is what Chris has been looking at.
I don't mix my childhood favorites with that situation. Who? What's his name? You all had him. There we go. Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman knocking it out the fucking park.
Oh,
As
he's
Sirius
so good.
Black. What?
So good as
The
Sirius
man
Black.
doesn't know how to take a fucking L. All right.
Bill Nighy also in Harry Potter. He is the Minister of Magic in the last two.
Wow, he is. You're right. They be.
These are dark times. There is no denying. That's
That
his
was
part.
very Count Dracula. that was Count Dracula. That was not British.
That's
how he sounds.
That's how he sounds. So I don't know what to say.
Okay. All right, we're gonna let you live with that because you're the guest. Yeah, I mean, I could go on forever. Harry Potter is the shit, nigga.
Yeah.
That's my number one.
Okay, Harry Potter. Now we got to get a final 3 for the episode. I don't think any of my movies are going to make the 3. That's fine.
I mean, Jurassic Park is
I think
valid.
a lot of people would go to bat for Jurassic.
Yeah, I think
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park
Park
is pretty
has a
valid.
lot. It was the only reason I didn't put is because that number 3 spot was hard. Like I picked Holes. I didn't mention Holes was almost there for me
Holes is
because
good.
I remember crushing that book and was like, this shit is fire. And I found out they were making a movie. I was like, what? And then fucking Shia LaBeouf was that guy because I fucking loved Even Stevens.
Even Stevens,
And then the
yes.
fucking rap
Stevens.
song. Come on, bro. First of all, we were talking about this in the room we worked on. It's called Neon, Leonard, since you always forget about it. And
Leonard.
we were talking about Holes, and then I started doing the Holes rap, and everybody like stopped and turned and looked at me and were like, is this nigga just rapping? I was like,
We
no.
thought he was like freestyling.
I was like, no, it's the Holes rap. You all were just talking about Holes for 20 minutes.
I don't
Clearly, I'm the
remember
only
there
one
being a
who was a
rap in
big
it.
fan.
Wow.
Two
was
shoes,
just
two
Nobody know the
tokens
whole
in
rap
hands.
song?
Check out the tag, because I'm the new man. No, they didn't.
Wow.
Got my shovel, shoes full of sand.
Do you want to do it?
Nope.
Okay.
Digging up
I
those
was
holes.
I was gonna
Yeah.
let you keep going.
No, but yeah, the Jurassic Park, I feel like has to be on there.
If we're talking lasting impact
Yeah.
too,
like what
that's-
it did,
yeah.
like it would be an egregious list if Jurassic Park didn't
Okay.
make it because just
Well, it's like, what if you put Jurassic Park on there, who you leaving out? Lord of the Rings? Harry Potter? Pride and Prejudice.
Harry Potter is on there for me. I can leave out Lord of the Rings.
Pride and Prejudice.
It's Pride and Prejudice for diversity's sake. It makes
I don't
sense.
know. I don't know if that's.
Clueless?
I don't know.
Clueless
We
fucking
have-
slaps, bro. Clueless is the best version of Emma. Even better than the one with the deer face lady, Anya
Miss
Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. She does
So you
look
would
like
say
a
scrap
fawn.
Lord of the Rings, but put Harry Potter.
I'm gonna argue for Lord of the Rings.
You're gonna see. I feel like it's.
I feel like a
there's
lot of
no
people
way you're
would.
not gonna.
I feel like
There's
a lot of
no
people
way
would,
Harry
but
Potter is not.
Harry
gonna
Potter's
be
not making this list, nigga. That's what's not gonna
Chris is
happen.
not going to
That's
not
what's
let it
not gonna
happen.
happen.
I'm gonna tell you that
That's
right
why I
now.
just said
Yeah.
I'll let Lord of the Rings go, but what's not gonna happen is
Yes.
Harry Potter, the boy.
But
who
you'll let
lives, not
Jurassic
being on
Park
this list.
stay?
It has to.
I think
Just-
Jurassic Park's number 3.
Off
Okay.
of what it pulled off, bro. Like for the dinosaur puppets,
Yes.
like the last thing, like they're
was a
still
game
trying
changer.
to chase that
It was
fucking
a game
high,
changer.
bro.
Were they puppets?
They were like a few of them more, like the one where they go and put their hands on it. That was a giant puppet. The T-Rex, like
What is coming out,
before
like
it like
94?
does the roar, that's a puppet. There's a fair amount of them that they made.
I'm just thinking about the movie run from like 94 to 96. If you go back and look at the movies that came out like in the middle of the night, it's insane.
Bangers.
It's like every movie was great.
Yeah,
Even
a lot
like-
of people argue the '80s. I think the '90s, the middle of the '90s, is some of the best time in movies. And there's also movies that they don't make anymore. Like they don't
Exactly.
make that like a $30 to $50 million movie, which is what you need to have like thrillers.
It's like the blockbusters were
like,
actually
good
good.
comedies.
The small house movies were good. Okay, all right. So Jurassic Park. All right.
Jurassic Park, and then
What were your 3 again?
my 3. It's okay if my 3 were the worst.
Prince of Egypt.
They were Hunger
Prince of
Games,
Egypt.
Prince
Ooh,
of
Hunger
Egypt, and
Games.
Pride and Prejudice.
I feel like Hunger Games has to beat Pride and Prejudice off
For
numbers.
me, out of those
but
3,
Pride
it's
and
Hunger
Prejudice.
Games.
Hunger Games is. It's a whole series, and
It's
they did a good
it's
job
4
on
movies.
all of them.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
That's why we
And
have
they made
Jennifer Lawrence.
this teen. What is
They
it?
gave
Tween
us Jennifer.
teen.
YA.
Is it
YA?
this? Is this what they do? A volunteer's tribute? Which I use all the time, honestly. A
It's-
volunteer's
it's a good
tribute is
line.
a great line.
So are we going Jurassic?
I'm leaving it up to you. What do you want, Pride and Prejudice or Hunger Games?
Hunger Games.
I think Hunger Games probably.
Jurassic, Hunger Games, Harry Potter.
Yes, I can live with that. Because you... So this is the only reason why I say you have to pick Pride and Prejudice or Hunger Games is because they both technically have 4 movies. There's like a lot. There's 4 Pride and
Just
Prejudices.
could not get it right.
I'm like, let's keep doing it. But I can live with that. I think it's a good list. We just got 2 franchises in there. They don't have to deal with 3.
That's
franchises.
3.
3
franchises.
franchises. And there's a reason
It's
why they're
almost
franchises.
like, yeah,
You know,
we
People
agree.
liked it.
You know what? That's what you do with books because there's too much content because books are great. So
Yeah.
go read, kids.
Well, those are 3. Raina,
Reading's perfect.
where can the people
Where
find you?
can they?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram
Boom,
at
boom.
Quaker Raina.
And also watch Schmigadoon.
Yes, and watch season 2 of Schmigadoon on Apple TV.
Which episode?
Well, they should watch
All
all
of
of it.
them.
Yeah,
but
but
I wrote
specifically.
episode 4.
There we go.
Hey, let's go.
Bang, bang, bang. That's it. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.